Hi, this is Brad Willis. I am the moderator of the MetalStorm fan group. As you may know from prior videos, we're located on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/MetalStorm fan group. We've got about 400 members. I think anybody from the best players in the world to people that are just starting out, a lot in between, and a lot of real nice folks. I think it's someplace you might enjoy getting to know some of your fellow MetalStorm players and maybe pick up a few techniques. So we're going to do a review today on Aurora, which as of this moment is a featured plane. Aurora is a plane that some people have been waiting to get, primarily because of one particular aspect of the plane that makes it a little different, and that's armor regen. It's the only, I think there's only two, I could be wrong, I may well be wrong, but weapons class planes that do have armor regeneration, most have none. So it comes in real handy. After you get hit, you can build back a little bit of armor, and especially some of the players in survival like to use a plane where they can regenerate before they go on to the next wave, so that's very helpful. We're going to talk a little about the plane. We're going to talk about the statistics. I'm going to fly it briefly, maybe a few waves in survival, just to show you what the regen characteristics are of the plane, and then we'll actually try to do an auto match and see if we can win a game. So let's talk a little about Aurora. It is a weapons class plane. I'm going to go ahead and click through and take a quick look at it, and as I think you can see, it's got kind of an interesting and distinctive look with that orange trim. Kind of reminds me of something out of the movie Tron, if I'm old enough to have watched the original Tron. If any of you have seen that, and there's a video game also called Tron, and the newer movie especially, a lot of the motorcycles and a lot of the jets and things have this kind of a futuristic look. So it's distinctive. Some people might not like it because it's not super traditional. Some people will think it's cool, but it is an interesting design. Let's go back and look at the stats. Plus 11 energy comes in very handy. It's something that I need because I maneuver a lot, and these planes typically do not have a lot of added energy, and certainly when you're in a dogfight with an agility class plane, you need it to maneuver and to have a chance. Otherwise, they're going to pick you apart with their added agility themselves. So energy comes in very handy. Armor regen we talked about, plus 3. I think it's tied for best in class. It's unusual for weapons class, and it does come in very handy. Plus 10 damage is okay. It's not fantastic. There are planes up to plus 17, which is Sentinel. So I don't love plus 10 damage, but I'll take that over no damage boost. It is useful. I just wish it was a little bit more. Plus 15 speed is very good. Plane's got a lot of speed. You can use that to get away from your opponents, come back, roll, do what you got to do to get target acquisition on them. What I would personally like on this plane is a bit of agility. You know, it doesn't have any agility boost, and the way I fly, I kind of need one. So that's the primary reason I haven't really used this plane a lot, even though I think it's a perfectly good plane, and for some people it could be an excellent plane. But if it had some agility, I'd be all over it. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and go to the survival for just a second. So we'll go to just single player, and I'm going to just show you the handling characteristics. We'll speed up here in level flight. You see it's pretty fast. What am I at? 32. 10 whatever knots, miles, I don't know what that even is, or if they even know. We'll just come around. You can see the agility is not fantastic. We'll just take out a couple of these guys. Usually the first couple of waves are very easy, and then when we get into wave 3 or 4, I'm going to let him hit me a little bit. We'll take this guy. That should be enough for him. We'll go ahead and take this other guy. A couple shots should take him out, I would imagine, if it doesn't miss. And we'll get into wave 3. Usually wave 3 goes pretty quickly, as I'm sure you know. We'll just go ahead and roll down and to the right. That's where it looks like my opponents are. And we've got them laid out right in front of me, real nice. Take this guy out. I'll go ahead and take him out with the cannon. There he goes. When we get to wave 4, we'll just go ahead and let him hit us a little bit. And what I want you to watch is the top bar up at the top of your screen. And you should be able to see me taking the hits, and then you should be able to see the regeneration. So I'm just begging for them to hit me, and there they go, hitting me. Now this guy should hit me. I think I'm going to fire at him just because he's too stupid to hit me. Okay, there, we'll get you. But I'm just going to fly kind of in a straight line, and I would imagine that, where are they? They're behind me. And we'll just let them go ahead and start firing. In fact, I'm going to slow down a little bit. Here comes some missiles. And you should be able to see the hits on. There we go, and you can see the regen too. Again, it's nothing like like Condor or the Green Dragon or something. Here comes another missile, which I'm assuming will hit me. So just watch that bar at the top. And there goes some armor, and you can see the regen. It's slow, but it's sure. So with a plane like this, if you got somebody just nailing you with shot after shot, it's not going to do much good. If you got a little bit of time to regenerate, let's go ahead and flip around. And in fact, I think we've probably demonstrated what we need to in survival here. You can see that I've got pretty much a full, there's the plane. You can see, actually, that's kind of a cool shot of it. You can get a better look for what it looks like. But let's just go ahead and crash. So we'll just go straight down. I think we're headed straight down, and game over, but that's fine. So you can see the regen, though, was actually pretty decent for a weapons class plane. Again, nothing like the heavy-duty Condor or Green Eagle, as I mentioned, but certainly that'll do you some good, especially in survival, because you can wait between rounds and do a little bit of regen and get back up to full strength before you go after the next wave. Let's go ahead and do an auto match versus. It's tough to win these days for several reasons. There's a lot of cheaters, number one, which sucks. There's a lot of lag, which also sucks. And everybody and their mother is using coin weapons pretty much. And of course, I'm using Rams, which is a credit weapon, and a stock cannon. So it's hard to win. But we're going to try to win, and even if I don't, at least we'll do the best we can to demonstrate the characteristics of the plane. Now, I will discuss what I think of my opponent, their plane, my plane, what they're doing, what I'm trying to do, and we'll do our best to get a win, or at least a respectable showing. Again, very difficult these days, given the way the game is set up. So we give it a few spins, see if anybody shows up. If they don't, I'll cancel it. And usually I recommend you do cancel it if you get too many of those spins, because it seems like if you just let it sit and sit and sit, sometimes I end up with a more laggy game. It's like some foreign person with a VPN or something. If you don't know VPN, Google it. And okay, so what do we got here? We got a red dragon with lancers. So that's going to be a tough plane to blow up. I'll have an agility advantage, a little bit of one. He's got a lancer advantage, or he or she. It looked like a girl there. I don't know. I think half of the so-called girls in MetalStorm aren't really girls at all. And this seems to be a pretty good player. You see, they're doing a good job with that plane. They're staying away from me. Of course, I'm staying away from them too, because I don't want to get hit with lancers, but let's see if we can't get a few shots on him. You can see the plane's lack of agility. It's a real problem in my mind. I mean, I'm sitting here playing a plane without a whole lot of agility, which is Red Dragon, and I'm having a hard time getting target acquisition on this guy, and or girl, and meanwhile he can just sit there and fire off lancers at me. But we're going to still do the best we can, and we think we missed that one. If we had had lancers, that one would have hit. But I'll go ahead and accelerate a little. I don't want to accelerate too much, though, because I don't want to open myself up to lancers. Now they're going to, I'm sure, take a shot in here and probably get a hit on me. Yeah, there they go. We'll go ahead and roll down to the left, look for our target. There he is. And I tried to get a no lock hit on him, but we didn't do it. There he is again, and we'll get a couple shots. And it looks like a lot of our shots are actually missing. Again, this person is doing a good job for Red Dragon. Now, you see my energy on the left is okay. It's not fabulous. That extra boost does help, but it's not as good as I'd like to see it. I really feel like I'm missing the agility on this plane. So that's why I haven't used it, is it doesn't have a lot of agility. Now, a problem I have here is this guy has a better armor regen than I do, so he can just sit there and let it build. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on him. There he is down, and now he's going up. I'm going to slow down, kind of modulating. I'm slowing all the way down, and I'm speeding up. I'll roll and look for him. I'm going to roll again and look for him. There he is, but not in a position where I can get a great shot. Tried it, but wouldn't do. Again, it's the lack of agility is a real problem with this plane from my perspective. Now, again, this is probably a great plane for survival, and because it's taken me so long to get a good acquisition on him, he can just sit and let his armor regen. I'll just fire off some shots. I got a good hit on him there. But we'll go ahead and accelerate. I'm going to open myself up a little. I got full armor, so I can actually afford to take a hit or two from his Biznos or Lancers. I think they're Lancers. Let's do the same thing. Again, I'm opening myself up. He's not going to take me out here, I don't think. He will get a hit on me. That's one nice thing about the regen, is that it does give you an opportunity to absorb a few hits and then go ahead and regenerate. Now, what's he doing? Okay, so this game is going to be a draw. And I got 13 medals, which is cool. So I'm going to go back to the main screen here and look at the plane again. So the energy, you can see I used a fair amount of it. It definitely did help somewhat. The armor regen helped a lot, again, especially against this guy. Again, if this had been a more agile plane, peppering with Lancers, peppering with Biznos head, I'd pretty much be screwed. Damage, so wasn't really cutting it. I don't feel like I did as much damage as I would have with other planes. I know I wouldn't have. The speed was helpful for sure. I really missed the agility. You know, I just couldn't do what I wanted to do. Normally I can take out these red dragons without a whole lot of trouble, even with the weapons differential. And with this plane I just can't, because it's a little like a bus. I mean, it's better than a weapon. I'm sorry, it's better than a defense class plane, but the agility just is not fantastic. So if you are a coin weapons player, it's not a bad plane. If you are a survival player, it's probably an excellent plane. If you're a versus player, like me, you know, sitting here using Rams, and not the best choice. Nothing wrong with it, not bad at all, but it's certainly not a plane that I lust over in that respect, and in fact, I hardly ever use it, even though it's certainly not bad. So that is your review on Aurora. It is a respectable plane, and for certain applications, quite good. For other applications, you probably can do better. So I hope you did enjoy the video. As always, if you have any questions, you can leave them on the comment section here on YouTube. I do thank you for your time, and as always, we will see you in the skies playing MetalStorm.